Hey there guys, welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa Blind. Trigger Happy Havoc. This episode, I liked Leon too. He was one of the 3 people I chose to hang out with. Actually one of the 2, because it kind of forced me to hang out with Sayaka. Holy crap, I guess I'm glad I hung out with them because I got their skills before they died. So that's something. Now then...
To appoint a proper location for the proceedings. Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school.
I love the fact he's holding a wine glass. That's awesome.
See you soon.
Let's do it. I'm ready. How am I late? I wasn't that far away. You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting on you. I bet you were afraid of whichever the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. Then we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. So they're really convinced I did it, but... I didn't do it. Me and Sagaka all know that all too well. But then who is the killer? One who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us? Yes, it is. He's standing in the back corner.
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom.
I'm excited.
Where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
You know what I mean.
I'm just curious what they say. Oh, I'm ready.
What the heck?
I think it's because she's the one person I actually have levels with that she's not gunning for me.
Got it!
I want to become friends with her. She seems really interesting and level-headed.
Hey! Impossible. You know? What? What?
That was weird. My controller stopped for a second.
Well then.
Yes, indeed. Hey. Makoto.
I said it before. It's up to you to uncover the mysteries surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never be able to the truth. I need to come to the truth of Sakai's death. Sorry, guys. What is this called? Never mind. In Sayaka's honor, I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. I raise my voice to give myself courage. I turn trembling with anticipation towards the elevator. As each step forward, I can feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator. When I finally stepped on, the doors closed, and the elevator started to move. The steel box descended with a heavy clunking sound towards the school's basement. I wonder if that's how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes. Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. You finally arrived! What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like Hollywood movie set, right?
Shit.
Close, total shit.
Well now.
Okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down.
Yoo-hoo!
Hurry up now, hurry up! We do what he said without our seats. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. I would set it so everyone could see everyone else. It's also going to be easier to transfer their attention than these onto anyone else. Oh, that is... Oh, they've even got signs with the crossed out names. Crossed out people up there. They seem to go heavy as we sat there. So, certain of our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, and a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Increase your tool weapon rate of fire. Effective during a non-stop debate and bullet time. Cost 3 SP. Increases damage to the opponent when the statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle. Cost 3 SP. Damage to the opponent? I have 2? I thought I had 3. I didn't get one from... I guess I'm using both of them. I thought I got another one. That really surprised me. I thought I had 3 of them. Okay, let's try this. I have no idea what I'm getting into.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
I love the voice act. I don't mind voicing it myself, but still.
Of course!
Okay, then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
That's remarkably, like, laid back for her real quick. She's usually much more proper.
What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people.
That's gonna be important later.
Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class
tell me what to do here?
begin.
So let's begin. The maker decides who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Yes, I definitely want to hear more. Things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. Oh God. What this means is you have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Relevant truth bullets you find during your investigation will be loaded into a truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim and then fire with the button. You can also tap whichever line you want to shoot. You will switch to these characters' statements and use your truth bullets to select the right ones. But if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. Press the start button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Good luck and have fun!
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
But yes.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Yeah, I know. That's why I pressed the button. If it's quick, the first way, use the sidebar. You have a spot. Oh, do I have to? I have to aim it.
The one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
I thought you just had to press the button.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No!
Okay, actually. Damn right.
We've been damaged. I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Who do you think? The murderer and the murdered?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Okay, what do I got? I'm assuming eventually we'll have more bullets. I have to pick between. But right now I've only got one.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
Absolutely.
So the killer used some random knife they had?
No, that's wrong!
It wasn't a random knife, it was a knife from the kitchen.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
We sure did, because we're awesome investigators.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
I was gonna say, how is this even debatable?
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Yeah, you're getting rattled there, Leon.
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
Absolutely. She's right. There's gotta be some breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. So I know damn well I'm not the killer. Sure. You can concentrate by holding down the R button. By concentrating, it will slow down and you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it will study your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes focus gauge. If the gauge empties, you can't concentrate. Focus gauge will recover over time. So your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. Hours count? She's the one that was in the kitchen, right?
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon.
Correct.
But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He
Can't
did it
shoot
in
that.
a secret.
No, that's wrong. Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Yeah, we're the ones that shot the thing. You don't have to remind us of what she said.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
Damn right. Yeah, I mean, this was like. I thought this was like in the
The
morning.
knife
or
disappeared
the
while
middle of the night.
Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Well, that wouldn't make any sense because she would die.
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
I love the way that their face twitches.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
Sure shouldn't be.
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
You sure did, and I appreciate it.
I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife, so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
Awesome, thank you. Because Hina's not going down for
That's
this.
right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
That's fantastic.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
Wow.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis. You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
Not at
We're
all.
not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms. But it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
Kiyotaka, you're about to get punched.
I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
Oh wow, I didn't notice that he was like flanked by death.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Leon?
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Oh.
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Well, that's certainly a twist. Sayaka? Okay. Person who took the knife from the kitchen was Sayaka.
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, She was acting
Yeah, she
kind
was
of
super freaked
unusual.
out, so she was trying to protect herself.
When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
Then the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
That is true. I can't argue that.
What?
See? He did do it after all.
You are so eager for me to be the killer.
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction?
This is so well done.
You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. You don't understand? Convict me, everyone's gonna die.
It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, all you've proven so far is anyone in that room can kill her.
Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Sure. Something's missing from the scene of the crime. Yes, the hair. As things advance further in the class trial, the hangman's gamut will eventually take place. When this reveal an important piece related to the incident in question. I have to deduce the phrase from the letters floating around, the letters already known. Be the phrase by... Oh, wow. So it should be in the secret. Was that? That's the crucial point. Let's figure out what something is. Okay. I don't want H. Oh. Maybe there are.
Now I understand.
I was dumb on that. I expected one shot to do it.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
Then why would the body
That
still
makes
be there?
sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Absolutely. I love Kyoko. New girlfriend.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Thank you.
Then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
This is so well done, guys. Oh my god.
Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
She's even smiling. She's like, yeah.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember?
Of course I remember.
I got it!
Absolutely.
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're
I
talking
keep
about
throwing
the
new
doorknob,
things at me,
right?
but I'm managing it through pretty well.
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's
What, did I pull
about
it
ready
out?
to fall off?
Oh, yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then, let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully
I
that
already
will help
understand,
you understand.
Yoko said it was a bewildering act. Once I noticed it first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about. Yeah, sure. Okay, that... I was expecting that from the beginning, actually. Make my argument. Bathroom door frame.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
That's true.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
That is true.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her.
Absolutely.
And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
No, that's wrong. The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked.
You don't sound that. You sound like you were there.
After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
I wonder why they put that in there. This makes total sense
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right.
Especially now they got broken.
Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be.
Wait, we can call on
But
him?
you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door. That's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the
Yeah, the
scene of the
nameplates got
crime.
switched.
I got it!
Yep.
The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's
This
inconceivable.
voice acting, this is so awesome.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room,
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Yep.
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Aw, she looks so sad. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
No, I have evidence to present.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
And for science.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering,
That is a really good question.
how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
They can't be picked. I'm wondering how they
Negative.
got in there too.
If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Well, I don't know how they got in, actually.
Trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Crap, where is it? Switching rooms. Typing message, door frame, door name. Kind of the dorm name. I guess the dorm name place, so they wouldn't have known it was. Oh, so that's your evidence.
Shoot!
It's not in the Monaco file, it's not evidence of a struggle. Dying message, bathroom door frame, kitchen knife set. Like, none of these. I don't... I don't have... Dorm name is what I said before. I am so confused. I know that she told me that, but... Kitchen knife set? No. I do not know what to put here. Couldn't have let them in because they switched rooms?
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember?
Man, that was
That's why she asked me to
weird.
switch rooms in the first place.